Sometimes those that lack boldness show up at just the right time and surprise you. Get your coffee. I think that sometimes we can be a little too quick to write people off because they are quiet, they lack boldness, or they're not super outspoken or outgoing. Their faith in God is not clearly or loudly displayed. They're more reserved and maybe timid, and we might think that they have no faith, and certainly they're not among the faithful. It is interesting that we are told in the Gospel of John chapter 12 that among the rulers of the Jews, many believed in Jesus, but because of the Pharisees, a very strong religious faction or sect in Jerusalem that hated Jesus, these quiet believers remained in the shadows. They would not openly confess Jesus. If you back up from John chapter 12 to John chapter 9 with the story of the man that was born blind whom Jesus healed, we find that the formerly blind man's parents feared the Jews, for they had agreed already that if anyone confessed him that Jesus was the Christ, that they would be put out of the synagogue. And to be put out of the synagogue in the Jewish world of the first century meant to be put out of social life. There was really no way for you to live if you were ostracized or excommunicated, canceled if you were from the synagogue. If you back up to John chapter 7, we read that no one spoke openly of Jesus for fear of the Jews. It has been said that fear is a powerful motivator. I find that fear is also a powerful suppressor. John tells us that these secret believers among the religious leaders, that they loved the praise of men more than the praise of God. Solomon, in the Proverbs, he says, fearing people is a dangerous trap. And we can cast aspersion on these secret believers, or we can recognize that each of us are snared by the same, more than we would probably like to acknowledge or admit. We are quick to write people off for their lack of boldness, but I have found that Jesus isn't like that. That's not the nature of Christ. The prophet Isaiah prophesied of the nature of Christ, writing, "A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoking flax he will not quench." What does that mean? What does it teach us about Christ's character? It tells us that he is gentle. He deals tenderly with us. One teacher speaking on this said that Jesus would fan even a spark of faith into a flame. He does this because he knows our frame and he remembers that we are just dust. And what is the outcome of such tenderness from Christ? Well, John chapter 19 tells us that after the death of Jesus, a man named Joseph of Arimathea, who was a disciple of Jesus, but secretly, for fear of the Jews, he asked the Roman governor of Judea, Pontius Pilate, for the body of Jesus, that he might prepare his body for burial, with another apparently secret disciple named Nicodemus. Sometimes those that were once lacking boldness show up at just the right time and surprise us. So judge nothing before it's time. Something to think about. We'll see you next time.